So clean language is very psychoactive. You feel what's going on. So I think the question is, can you, like if we're talking about hypnosis or clean or very similar in this fact, if we're exploring change, can you feel empowerment? Can you feel effects? Even though you're sitting somewhere that, I mean, you're sitting in front of me. And for all intent and purposes, you're sitting in front of me, as far as I know, just like when I'm watching a movie. Okay. And we were watching a Western with Zen last night. We don't think that that's miles and miles and miles away. It's in front of us. So you're in front of me now. So do you feel impact on when we're exploring your metaphor, et cetera? Do you still feel that even though we're talking over wires?
Yes. And I think one of the interesting things about it is the whole clean idea about what's my stuff and what's your stuff. When I'm training people in the room, they often believe that so if, let's say I'm the facilitator, you're the client, we were both in the same room. As the facilitator, I would see what was happening to you, and I would feel certain things, and I would believe that I was feeling it as a result of some energetic emanation from you. But actually what's really happening is I'm observing certain things, and as a result of those observations, certain feelings are arising in me. Online, you can't really sustain that myth anymore. You have to understand that what I feel is not a direct result of what you're doing, but it's actually as a result of what I'm thinking. And that, to me, is a really important
that is awesome, and that's such a three principle thing, so your experience is directly a result of your thought. So that's a great point.
I'm feeling my thinking. I'm not feeling your thinking.
Yeah.
Now, some people, possibly in the client role, want that magical, she's feeling me. She's feeling it. But because people forget that they're on video when we have this kind of connection, by the time you're deep enough in for that to matter, you've forgotten that it's not true anymore. And yes, maybe you can still feel the same energetic connection over 1,000 miles. I don't know. But it's actually, to my mind, it's much more likely that I observe what you're doing and my mirror neurons generate certain feelings.
What I love about clean is that I'm like, so I have an intuition about where I might want to go with a question. What might, help us go where the person wants to go. But I certainly don't want to be thinking, I know what's going on in the other person. That is dangerous. So that's all me. And I think clean, if one thing I've gotten from clean, maybe I push this a bit further than other people, but is that the only thing I know in this world is that I have no clue what you mean or what's going on for you. The only way I can know is to ask. And I still might not know, but at least we can start navigating on some sort of, at least you might start to know. But if I start pretending, and so this idea of distance, like if we're next to it and I'm getting this real kind of, you know what I mean? This whole idea of believing our instinct and going with our intuition and she's good. I don't want to be, maybe.
When I'm doing my best clean language work, some of the most impactful sessions, there's a moment where it really feels like I'm channeling the force, and something which feels significantly bigger than me, which feels like it is not of me, appears to occur. But I still need to check in with the client that what I think happened.
Exactly. And I love
Just
that.
Just because I'm going, ooh, doesn't mean that anything's really happening.
Totally. And I remember music is the same. you can feel like it's just, oh, wow, this is so expressive, so wonderful. And for you, it might have been. That doesn't mean that you connected with the other person and you're thinking, oh, this is just amazing. This happened to me and we were in Switzerland, and it was like, I'm like, what? That was mind blowing. Of course, afterward, they come up and says, oh, that was really great. I'm like, are you taking the piss? Like, no, I really enjoyed that. I'm like, you just went like that and you really enjoyed it. Then I realized, well, that was a different culture. They're not expressive.